The aesthetics and metaphors in the Mario Bros. Franchise have enticed the young and malleable mind for decades, the main theme of which involves two brothers using stargates or wormholes to track down an ancient race of fire-breathing reptilians. And along the way they ingest powerful hallucinogenic mushrooms or mystical flowers to transform themselves into higher vibrational gods. They can shoot fireballs, grow in size, or fly through the clouds.
The gaming world's most iconic pair of characters, thus resonating Gemini, are the brothers Mario. When not eating magic mushrooms that enhance the Italian plumbing pair's abilities, they are frequently shown traversing stargates. The pop culture symbolic doorway of cosmic consciousness. John Leguizamo plays Luigi Mario and Bob Hoskins Mario in the 1993 Super Mario Bros., where they travel through the Stargate to the alternate dimension Manhattan, owned by the Double K King Koopa, actor Dennis Hopper.
On the 8th day of the 8th month of the 8th year of the 21st century, the number 8 appears in one of the fields of Wiltshire. The number 8 is a very meaningful number to the Chinese, who also held the inauguration of the Olympics on this sacred date. The sheer scale of this formation is a marvel to behold. Many people were walking amongst its circles in awe and wonder. The particle accelerator at CERN, which may reveal the actual makings of existence, heavily resonates with octagonal geometry, as well as the Freedom Tower, Mount Everest or K2, the Giza Pyramids, and of course the World Trade Center complex before it was destroyed. These gates, or stargates, even contain the number 8 within their pronunciation, thus adding to the significance. Michael Jai White is our Luciferian lieutenant in the film Spawn. Thanks to YouTuber CarlTong23, I've discovered that Mr. White also stars in The Dark Knight, where the Joker, Heath Ledger, aka the Clown, kills Michael Jai White's character Gamble, whereas in the movie Spawn, Michael Jai White kills our Luigi, John Leguizamo, the Clown. It seems the synchronicity of the Clown returning the favor has some very interesting correlations. Eddie Murphy's career contains a plethora of synchronicities. We begin with this small clip from The Adventures of Pluto Nash, where he aligns with the Magic 8-Ball wearing a B. Mario hexagon suit. Towards the end of the film, Spawn decapitates the Jester in his demonic form, known only as the Violator. We return to the theme of decapitated serpent heads corresponding with Galactic Center, and in this example it's even more profound as Spawn is severing the head of Luigi, our green-outfitted traveler of the Stargate and ingester of psychedelic compounds.
In Mulan, Eddie has become the embodiment of alignment with Cosmic Center by taking the shape of Mushu, the dragon. As dragon, he resonates the cube of space, highlighted by the hexagon. Mushu picks up the decapitated head of the stone dragon, resonating both the cube of space and the divine cuboid stones with added disembodied head as galactic center flavor. As a black star in The Golden Child, Eddie Murphy resonates the octagram heart, the pool of the black star, of Winnipeg's Golden Boy-topped legislature, a symbolic Solomon's Temple and galactic center.
During the opening celebration of the Beijing Olympics, the Chinese put on a dazzling spectacle where they symbolically played out their goal for a moon landing in the year 2028. They did this by dancing on a gigantic sphere at the center of a massive eye-shaped complex. The East has always been strongly pulled towards the concept of polarity, honor, and destiny. They also commonly use dragons and feathered serpents in their parades to honor the creator gods, and to propel and remind humanity of whence they came from and where they are headed. Speaking of heads, Eddie Murphy's is smack in the galactic center of his ghost-driven chariot in the Disney film The Haunted Mansion. For anyone familiar with the actual spectral-themed attraction at Walt Disney World, they'll recognize the all-seeing eye head in the crystal ball motif, as well as the Severed Stone Head Quartet and the Alice in Wonderland mirror themes throughout. The stone doppelganger heads mimic in cymatic harmony anything that the galactic center resonating Murphy has to say to them, thus fueling his frustration. There are of course some very interesting architectural geometries at the Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center, such as the great tetrahedral sphere known as Spaceship Earth, a gigantic lake or galactic mouth, and perhaps the only building in the world created to mimic a capless pyramid from a bird's-eye perspective. One of the most obvious examples of decapitation being correlated to Galactic Center and the Serpent is in Conan the Barbarian, as Sun God Schwarzenegger decapitates Darth Vader, or James Earl Jones, between the twin pillars of the Temple of Set. Will Smith again makes his way into the synchronistic fray in the film Wild Wild West, where he and his co-star Kevin Kline, another 2K resonator, are fitted with magnetic collars, as flying razor blades are sent to decapitate them in fields of crop circle wheat. As pointed out over at Jake's site, The Blob, the poster for said movie is almost a mirror image for the Mario Brothers poster, procuring more texture for the elaborately matted webbing of the synchrosphere.
The Gemini or yin-yang decorated chariot of Tommy Two-Face Lee Jones smashes into the head of Isis Liberty in Batman Forever. This singular scene then evoking the entire Dragon Ascension axis with Yin-Yang Gemini as galactic anti-center and Gotham Statue of Liberty as galactic center, highlighted with explosive energy at the crown chakra halo of Isis. Hellboy scales the tri-pillared E, flipping to reveal it as also 3, the octagonal O, and the 8th letter of the alphabet, H. The H unveils its association to divinity by appearing twice in the names of God as Tetragrammaton and Thoth. The Gemini resonating Men in Black 2 with Tommy Two-Face Lee Jones and Will 2K Smith sees our heroes battling giant Kundalini serpents or dragon axes above Manhattan Island pillars, echoing the 9/11 mega-ritual Stargate opening. A most vivid reenactment of the first part of the Ascension axes formed by 9/11 and 2012. 9/11 being in Gemini, the twins or galactic anti-center, and 2012 being in Sagittarius or galactic center.
Randy Quaid is perhaps most famous for his role alongside Will Smith in the film Independence Day. In his moment of truth, he flies his fighter plane directly into the center of the octagonal alien starship's quantum flux laser weapon, thus reversing its polarity and sending the huge disc ablaze as it rockets onto the ground. As we return to the adventures of Pluto Nash, we see Eddie Murphy counting money that has Hillary Clinton's staunch mug in all the bills. A tad strange considering she hadn't announced any plans for running for the presidency when the film came out. An interesting possible timeline considering the presidency is dictated by a sacred bloodline and not by the power of your vote. Murphy, in an attempt to save his life, is forced to travel to a remote octagonal domed base on the dark side of the moon, with his love interest and Princess of the Stars in Men in Black 2, Rosario Dawson. He's also accompanied by his cybernetic bodyguard, Randy Quaid. The door to the compound clearly reads Mascon, one letter shy of Mason, as in Freemason, and the number 8 as in Gate can be seen printed on just about every facet of the outside wall. Murphy just recently played an alien in the film Meet Dave, where he smashes head first next to the Eternal Flame, the Statue of Liberty.
In 1983's Trading Places, Eddie Murphy, the Black Star or Dragon Axes, and Dan Aykroyd exit a classic taxi chariot of the gods at the plaza of the Twin Pillars or Gemini Galactic Anti-Center. They enter the World Trade Center pyramids only to interact with the Great Circle Dot Stargate of Time, or Clockface, its arms highlighting 9/11.
Dan Aykroyd and Sigourney Weaver, as seen in Ghostbusters, also strongly resonate with the Tower Gate or Portal of Cosmic Consciousness, the Twin Pyramids, and the ancient alien astronauts, with his role in Coneheads and her role in the classic Giger-inspired Aliens. Aykroyd is also an avid UFO researcher and is notorious for speaking openly about his opinion that we are not alone in the universe. As lightning strikes the tower and the twin dog guardians jump through the interdimensional portal, a pyramid is clearly seen before Gozer manifests into her female form. The Ghostbusters, of which Aykroyd specifically wrote in a part for Eddie Murphy and was declined, cross the streams of their particle weapons to close the gate once and for all. In a similar turn of events, the evil reptilian Emperor Bowser has his gateway to the center of the galaxy closed by the twin-resonating Mario Brothers, and the universe is destroyed and reborn again, even more glorious and full of light than it ever had been before. In the sequel to Ghostbusters, the gang animates the Statue of Liberty, igniting her once dormant flame, and takes her for a stroll through the waters of the Aquarius-resonating Atlantic, using her energy to manifest a beacon of hope to the populace of the Tracing Board Mound, the people of New York City.